Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild. The moonlight, the summer sky, it was the best we ever had. And we'll stay young forever. We'll never have regrets. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. We're gonna be.
Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, and I hope you do have audio. At least it did some funky stuff when I just started up the stream, so I had to restart the stream. And hopefully you do have audio. Please let me know if you do, or if you don't. Hello and good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Ruff, and good afternoon to Helle. Sweet to have you here. We do indeed have audio. Awesome. Apparently I did something good. Yeah, I am in a shawl. I am, well, scarf, and I'm in a long sleeve because here it's autumn. At least the weather says it's autumn. It's rainy. It's cold. It's just like as if it was autumn in like end September, beginning October. I don't know. Weather has been really, really funky this year so far. But if I looked at the weather forecast, sometime at the end of this week, beginning of the next, it's starting to look a bit more bright, a bit more summery. So that's good. I did, as you may have seen, actually get a flat lay of the hat collector shawl for those that's curious. Ruff says it's soup season here. It's warm and wet. The weather in Quebec right now is rainy with a temperature of 65 degrees Fahrenheit, about 18 degrees Celsius. Wind is blowing from north-northwest at 2 miles per hour, and the humidity is 77. That sounds a bit like our weather, Jessica, to be honest. And I'd rather see some sun. Well, right now, actually, the sun is sort of shining, so it's probably more like showers in the vicinity kind of thing. We had thunder about an hour ago. Yeah, this funky stuff. The weather in Vaco is cloudy with a temperature of 78 degrees Fahrenheit, so 26 degrees Celsius. Wind is blowing from south-southeast at 8 miles per hour. The current humidity is 90. I think they stuffed that humidity temperature measurement, like in the lake almost. Meanwhile, Jessica started on her hat collector shawl. I wonder if Jessica will finish before me because I feel it goes really slow. In Nijmegen here, so not so far from where I live, the conditions are showers in the vicinity. Oh my goodness, I'm so good at guessing this. I should have pre-checked. 55 degrees Fahrenheit, so about 13 degrees Celsius. The wind is blowing from west at 7 miles per hour, and the humidity is 80. So yeah, I'm at row 51, and I've been looking at the yarn. So I'm right now currently on the last cake of this color. So I guess that's positive. Here we are. We also only have this much to go on the row, so we will start on a new row today. Whoo! And I mean, I've been looking at the cake, so I think it's much easier. Let me just put you guys on the dual camera setting. That's it. And then I'm gonna put you guys down, 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 down. That was a bit too far. Like that. So, and I'm just gonna grab this a little bit to my stomach because, look, if we take this cake, which is right now with the light too bright, so I need to kind of hold something here. Ta-ta! Anyhow, so this outside color is the last bit of the coral, and then we'll go to the 3 strands, 2 strands, 1 strand, and then we'll go the same again on the very inner part. It's about 50% left. And the thing is, we are a quarter into, like, we are 1/3 into June. Jesus Christ, I know. So I have this color change, and then I have 3 of this, and 3 of the next, plus 1 solid. That's 7. 7 full color changes left. And I don't even do 1 a day, which quickly tells me that having this one done before July 30th is 99% not going to happen. Can I have it done before the event in the first week of July? Maybe. But I barely can do anything else, literally. So need to kind of keep track of my huge shawl. So I'm starting with my doubts. Like, can I really, like, if I really push it, maybe. But I just also have other things in life I need to do. So I don't know. 1, 2, 3. And I admit I'm starting to doubt a little bit if I will actually make it. Because it's such an insane amount of stitches I have to do. Maybe I will. I guess I'll just have to see. You guys are still going to watch a lot of Hat Collector Shawl the coming time with me. I'm hanging out, hoping you all had a great weekend since last, or actually a great week, because it's been a week. It's been a full week. Meanwhile, Jessica is on row 12. Way to go, Jessica. I will tell you, as you get further on the rows, you will realize how huge this one is. I mean, we calculated just below 1800 stitches last time, right? I swear to you, it's feeling like a nightmare. Anyhow, when we get to the color change of this cake, we can just crack on with it. No need to cut and change cakes because it is the last bits of stretch of this current color that we are working with. So that's a good thing. Good morning, Megan. Great to have you with us this morning. Rose says it's raining near you and the humidity is lower than it is here. Yeah, I know. It's weird, huh? Well, technically it just stopped raining not far ago. So it's like, the big thundercloud has moved on. So the showers in the vicinity is probably very, very correct assessment. So yeah, I did manage to finish up the last, not finish up, but to finish up the last color and do the change into this since the last. But I mean, the quick math just tells me I need to do a color on a cape per day, which I guess I could if I did nothing else. I just don't know if all my other real life obligations will allow me to. Especially like on Tuesday, I will be on tour because I have to go to the office for work. We have one of my colleagues is going to have it's her last month working with us. She's been here for 3 years. And she's going home as she finished her education. And we are going to have like a goodbye lunch with her. So I am going to take the train all the way to Amsterdam on Tuesday. So it is adventure time, so to say. Four, 6, 8, 10, 12. So yeah, we'll just crack on. But right now I don't even see the new color on this one because it's not that far ago I changed into it. So I don't know. If we can do this today, that would be great though. Like finish it up and go into the next. But I don't remember if we've ever managed that on a different live. Also, it kind of depends, of course, on how many deviations we get today, how much that we desperately would like to do. And do other things because whatever excuse we find. So I ended up spending a lot more time at an event this weekend that I had originally anticipated I would do. That's also, of course, caused me to crochet less. But sometimes we just need to enjoy life, right? This is not crochet doesn't identify my whole life. I have so many other things I do, but I do crochet a lot. I did, and Sunday we went out eating, and there I brought the bucket hat with me, which I'm working on because that was a nice practical project. And I'm so far, I just need to cut the yarn and weave in ends, and it turned into a child-size piece. So that's cool. Need to get measurements done, throw them all up with some photos for the website. There is another goal of mine. I need to get that all updated and ready to rock and roll. Four, 6, 8, 10, 12. But yeah, time just flies so insanely fast. It's a nightmare, to say the least. Yeah, so we went out for dinner Sunday. We had pancakes. Nice. And then yesterday was my partner's birthday. So we just had a good time. Basically, we didn't do anything fancy. He had some other obligations he planned for. Yeah, he's not the guy that celebrates. We brought some cake to the club where his obligations had been made. But he did that voluntarily out of himself. So that has nothing to do with what I had to convince him to do. And of course, I gave him a present, so he seemed happy. Though one of them I do need to exchange or swap because. So I got him some new not polos. What is it called, like sleeves, shirts, t-shirts. But it's not a t-shirt. T-shirt. It's like more like casual business type. What's it called? You know, with buttons and all that stuff, which you have under. You can have a tie under and all that stuff. And one of them were white because he kind of needs that for another function he sometimes carry. And well, Jane he had wished for some plain colored ones, so no patterns or anything. And I got that, and one of them were white because that would fit for one of the other duties he sometimes do. So he did fit them, and size it was perfect. But that white, I tell you, I have no idea that this fabric was so thin. It was literally see-through when it was on. So we both agreed that definitely did not suit him very well. So I'm going to have to bring that one back and pick another one, either with a small pattern on it or optionally, if there isn't anything in the store, I will just have them order something home and I'll pick it up later. But I mean, see-through is probably not what most people wish for, even though white often can be a tendency of see-through, but it was like really bad. It was clearly see-through. So we agreed that was not very good for the purpose. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Guess I could go look and see what they would have alternatively. That's not a bad idea. That's something for tonight, maybe. See if they may not have them at the store. Then they can always order them home if that is what you desire. So maybe that is what I need to look into. See what alternatives we have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I like when I get good ideas. Meanwhile, we are cracking on with this. After that cardi did not finish, I put a skein of black onto my corner to corner. Then I made a donation blanket of puzzle yarn. Oh my goodness, you've been busy again. Didn't you finish the card? Cardi? No? Yeah? You wanted to, like, make this very nice cardigan, right? Like, did I miss anything? Probably did, but... Oh, right. Okay. I'm blind. I am very sorry for that. Rose Skulls, I had a fail. I could not get that hexacardi to work color-wise, so I went to Premiere and got some DK cotton in colors she liked, and will make the cardi when the yarn gets here. Gotcha. So color controlling was not working out, I guess. Yeah, it's not easy either. Theoretically, you could make hexacardis out of these yarns, out of these cakes. It would just take forever. I mean, in a comparison to maybe an hour and wait or something like that, or worsted weight, that would be a little bit smoother to complete. I mean, this is of course shaped differently, but I mean, gee, please. The colors she wanted were mostly medium gray with some green for center and a stripe on the sleeves. And indeed, they do not finish. Yeah, it's just sometimes we make things that just didn't turn out what we wanted them to. And that is like I do have an extra whip, which we haven't talked about since forever. And I mean forever because it's been a whip for 2 years. Um, and it's not a frog-friendly yarn whatsoever, so it's not going to get frogged. It's just going to be 2 panels that never came to be. The end. The end. 2 panels that never came to be. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Dun. I actually realized something. I don't know if you watched my Sort My Stash video from Monday going through my American yarns. I realized I didn't go through all my American yarns because I also still have a box with a current Simply Soft. Like, I guess it gets its own video then. Which would be fine. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 1, 2. Oh yeah, and I do have tea today. Tea. It's a black tea. Or I'm not sure if it's a black tea because it does look reddish in color. But it is called Mediterranean Orange. So it's an orange tea, a bit of a fruit tea. So I'm not actually sure if it has black tea in it or if it's just pure orange with something. But it tastes good. I think it is a limited edition though. From the store I got it. It's a little bit warm still because it's not that quote unquote sounds crazy if I call it old. But you should know what I mean by that. Susan never made a hexicard. I didn't either, Susan, so don't worry about that. Even though I didn't make it, that doesn't mean that I will never make it. I'm just thinking, try to imagine creating a hexicard in these thin yarns. It would make a super nice color transition and so on, but my goodness, it would take forever. I do have a friend who once made it, and that looked good. I do believe also Lisa made a hexicard with these thin yarns at some stage. I do believe I also did write down the pattern or saved it in my favorites on Ravelry. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It just takes longer with these skinny yarns, right? That's the thing. It takes longer, if we like it or not. I see that we have a new nice poster to be shared. Ooh. Let's go have a look. I just need to get this in sorted. That wasn't the link I was trying to do. There it was. It wanted to, the chat skipped on me. Da, 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 da. Pop over here. Nice. That is nice. I mean, that looks good. That's a different way of a corner to corner. Of course, you started on the end, but it's a grinding squared corner to corner. Goes so much quicker though. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I mean, that was gorgeous. Construction is fairly simple as neutrally wants to flip over to the shape you want to make it. True. Susan likes the coloration of the color. Control or changing yarn or scrap. Good question. Self-striping. It's a Mitred Granny. Lets the colorway play out nicely. Bitty stripes. Premier puzzle. Ah. Ooh. Meanwhile, we have an email from Jess with the heart collectors when she started it. I just need to open my email. It usually takes just a few to get everything loaded in. Hopefully this time you don't end up in my spam box. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see, what is this? No. Oh, we also have more spam mails about how they can make my world become easier. Ooh, this is gorgeous. Look, Jessica has started. That is a gorgeous beginning. Definitely a heart. Zero doubts, zero doubts. I am looking forward to see this one finished. But it looks like you have a little bit the same like I had with heart, that it does tend to kind of bulge a little bit after you've done the row of single crochets. So I feel better now. I'm like, I think my tension was too tight then, but it's like too late to fix. And it's kind of gotten, yeah, it's just a bit noticeable. So I think that's going to be fixed. Either maybe it can be ironed or something like that, or it definitely needs to get a blocking. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. But yeah, that looks good. Good start. Now the hard work comes. That's all the repetition rows once you attach the yarn. I have to try Mitred corner to corner. Thank you for the inspiration. Yeah, it looked nice. Definitely alternative. I've been looking in some of my thicker cotton yarns, and I definitely also do have some leftover scraps there. So I am then generally thinking like the scraps are too big just to consider it fully scraps on their own. So what I am considering is generally just to take those scraps, make octopuses with them, and the leftover scraps from that will go into the scrap stash, whatever thingy I have. Because that is, yeah, I think that's a good idea. I did really enjoy when I make the octopus for or not the octopus, the jellyfish. Um, in the beginning of last month. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I think that is going to be a new project, not necessarily an evening project because it is a lot of counting, but it is going to be my new project once I am done here. To get some of those scraps used up, because some of them still have labels on because it's like half a skein here and half a skein there. I'm genuinely debating, would I really want to stock all these half skeins and try to make a guesstimate on how much yarn is left? No, actually I don't. I just want to stock full skeins. It's so much easier for everyone. Um, so I'm thinking that's maybe a good idea. I also was like, I have all of these mini amigurumi books. I could also start making things out of that for them. But being an 8/8, the projects will turn out a bit bigger. 12. So, and I also have a bunch of the very thin cotton yarn that I could use for those. But yeah, so it's just a question of doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Jessica says she also thinks she will steam a little to see. Yeah, because we genuinely have the same issue. Let me just put a stitch mark in this so I don't get lost. Because see, here's my heart, and it wants to curl. Just a little bit. But it wants to. It's a bit better when of course, now the yarn goes the wrong directions, but I still mean it does want to curl a bit on the top edge. And I made sure I didn't have a tight tension, but yeah, it still curls on towards in. So I don't know if it needs a little iron or steam or I don't fully know. But meanwhile, look how much we have left of this row. We're almost done with row 51. Oh my goodness. Then we can try figure out if I'm above 1800 stitches for the next row. I mean, it is a horrible lot of stitches in the end. So we are just cracking it on, baby. And 2 top should give 12. Da, 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 da. I think I am slowly starting to see very vaguely a different color. Maybe. I don't know if we'll ever reach it today, but it's still always worth a try. As I told you guys, I will definitely need to do a color a day. I should have time later to keep crocheting, so I will be working on this project later today as well. This evening. But a color a day feels, right now that feels steep. But I'm also going to say it's not fully impossible either. So I've not rejected the idea yet, but it is not going to be easy. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I guess if I work on this as a couch project, then yeah, I'd need to be like on the sides here because I know this takes a lot of time. And that's somewhat predictable what to do. So that would likely work. So that would likely work, but yeah. Boom. We have another 7 color changes to go through. Is what I calculated. Indeed, yours will sparkle, mine will not. I should have chosen a glittery version of the cake if that was what I wanted to do. Who knows, maybe in the future version. If I want to make this one in the future, I don't know, to be honest. Right now, it just feels like a lot of work, even though I do have yarns. Because when I was planning to make it, I did also buy some of the Stanley cakes, the big cakes, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And I was thinking, yeah, I could do that. And then just, yeah, and I'm still not sure. It is a thicker yarn than this. I would probably up to maybe a 4mm if I would use that one. But then I also think maybe I would then option to create a smaller shawl than this one and just do the 2K cake. I don't know. Or I'll do something entirely different. Time for blankets, maybe. With the Stanley 2K muffin cake. Almost feel like going back to the Stanley site and check out Johan's. I have an itch in my fingers. Meanwhile, we got more mail. Except it's not in yet. So, Jessica, we're just going to have to be a little tiny bit patient for that one. And I'm just double checking, but no, it is not in my spam. Oh my goodness. I can really shake my head about this. But yeah, for some reason, Jessica, I'm not yet getting it. Not sure why. I am not sure why. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There it was. Hey, I just gotta be patient. I think that's the thing. I don't know which email service makes me need to be patient, but regardless, here we are. This, my friends, is the next color, and it is genuinely sparkly, sparkly. What hook are you using for yours? And as always, happy to be an inspiration. It just takes a long time to do. We are on the home stretch of this row. I kind of miss when mine were that big. I mean, it felt so fast. And now it's just like, yeah, I've done one more row. Can you actually see it? Not really. Maybe when it's changed color once or twice, then you slowly can see a bit change. But right now it just feels like a continuity of projects, so to say. But that's gorgeous. I am looking forward to see the end result of this. $3mm Clover, not the soft one. Yeah, okay. It's just me being on the soft one. I don't know what's soft about it, by the way. It says soft touch, but maybe because there's a pad here. I don't know. Or is it the metal hook that's supposed to be soft? Because that's smooth. It's like coated with something. But else I have no idea. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The other picture is lace I'm doing. I have about 15 rows left. Oh, the other picture. But I only see one picture. It only says one attached file. So I only have a picture of your heart collectors, hon. The other one did not arrive yet. The other one didn't arrive yet. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Skip 2. Then the real question was, what would I do for the end here? Maybe I need to check, just double check. What did I do on the other side? I did 26 and then 3 double. That is a good question. Susan asks, what yarn? It looks good. I am not sure. Is that still Millens? I mean, it looks different. How would I approach this one in the future? I would very probably get a custom cake made where I would not have to do all of these. Cut the yarn, even the end, cut the yarn, even the end. Like, you know, that would be nice. Oh, I do apologize for that. That would be the benefit of the big muffin cake from Pletta, which I think still could turn into the most gorgeous piece of a heart collector's. Lately, I've also seen some of those blankets from, oh, what is her name again? But they are very intricate designed as well. And I'm like, oh, that could also be an idea for some of those big muffins. Because I've got to do something with them. So we should have 26 now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6. We do. Oh, sweet. Again, we are back into me liking that my count is predictable and that it matches up. Just makes life so much easier. Hopefully, no need to frog. Like that. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now I need to check the following road. Oh, here we have photos. Popping over. This is the lace work Jessica's working on. That is tiny and gorgeous. Doily doily. But that is definitely some gorgeous work. And it looks like you aren't done yet. How much do you still have to go, do you estimate? Meanwhile, my tea is slowly getting more drinkable. That's nice. Temperature-wise, that is. We'll put it on a small mess, like a mandala kind of type. 15 rows to go. Oh, that's nice. Let's see what this one says. We are now making it even more, because we do chain 3 and 2 in the same, that's 3, and then following 2 stitches also 2 in the same, and then 25. And then skip 2, 11, 1, 1, 1, that's 12 still. So there's no change. So it's basically the same amount of stitches as the previous row, except for the fact that we are adding a few more into the top. And that's it. So we're still about 100 and like 1800-ish stitches. Well, then it's only going to take like another 3.5 hours. Bit easy. 2 stacked singles to make the double, and then another 2 doubles. Let's see. I need to mark my starting point. So there was that, and then we do need to do in the following 2. We need to add 2 double crochets, so we are increasing with 4 stitches on each side. The rest looks to be, I wouldn't say identical because it's not, but it is roughly the same amount of stitches because there's no increase in the tip. So there should be 25 stitches down to the second last. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 5. Perfect. And yes, I agree with Susan. It is a beautiful lace work by Jessica. Meanwhile, Rev has gotten back because he just had to go look up a random one. It's very simple. Start with 2 rounds of your basic grinding square. Then on round 3, chain up 3. Then make a cluster in the next open space. I did not chain between my clusters. Go around the corner, and then in the third, make a double crochet in the third double crochet of the cluster. We are getting blanket suggestions, and given that I know Susan is also making blankets to donate, I'm sure this is a good size. Because the benefit of these is that you can also easily quickly guesstimate how big it's gonna turn, right? Da, 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 da. Chain up 3, 2 more double crochets, go around the chain from the third previous round, 3 double crochets, chain up 3, repeat until the size you want. Ta-ta! It seems simple enough. Sometimes simple is good. The final round, I just went around the whole blanket, try to finish the edge. I think also an edge can make many things look really nice. Definitely. Now I should have 25. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 5. I do. You can really see here now the curvy shape here of the, like, it goes really more and more. It's turning into more and more like phoenix wings. Apparently, the mitered granny went out of fashion a long time ago, but making a comeback. I think, I think what's really nice is you just work on a side or 2 sides. And if you would make the starting square even longer, you could also make a longer granny square if that's what one wanted, more like a regular square rather than a specific rectangle. Everything depending for what you want, what Zen purposes. Do. Oh my goodness, I am tired today. So Friday, I was at the doctor's in the morning for an appointment because I'm having some issues with my legs and feet with some extra moisture in them. So went to the doctor's appointment, and of course, so far the first thoughts are that it is probably that I'm too inactive. I wouldn't be surprised. Need to move more. Then we cannot crochet. Need to get you guys with me on walks, maybe. I don't know. Where are we heading today? Um, and and my weight does not help either. And it's not like I'm morbidly obese or anything like that, but I just have a couple of kilos too many. And age. And then I really started feeling old when they started being like, yeah, blood vessels do go a little bit more, quote unquote, lazy or weaker as you get older, and therefore they're less likely to pump everything back to your heart, and therefore you're likely to have more moisture in your legs. And I was like, oh my goodness, age. I'm like, I'm not even close to 50 yet. How can she talk about age? But yeah, of course, that's a probability as well. And I asked them to do a full health check when I was there in the case. So they are going to have some blood work from me tomorrow. So I will have to go on a no food, no water thingy like in the morning to have them take my blood. The next week, I will hear the results. They're also going to check my cholesterol numbers and if I might have a tendency for diabetes and all that stuff, right? Just a general health check is what I'm getting. I thought that was probably a good idea. And as I said to the doctor, maybe what I need is just a kick in my rear to get moving. And if that's the case, maybe this one helps me. Henceforth, that is what I'm doing, just to ensure that I am doing decently and I shouldn't be concerned, and generally that the issue is just me being not moving enough because this is more fun. But I mean, crochet and walking, that's not going to happen on this project. I would need to have smaller projects if I would want to do that. Rev says I would be done for strolling with Stina. Oh, thank you. You're welcome to come and join. It's a bit of a flight, though. I don't know how far. I do think that they might have deals right now. I mean, I fly KLM most of the time because it's just the best fee. I'm gonna say I planned my next trip to Denmark, and it's gonna be in end of August, beginning of September. And now I'm going to tell you guys this scary shit. I am again doing these crazy flights with a stopover because it's cheaper than the direct flight, the exact same direct flights. Like, if I would take the direct flight Amsterdam Copenhagen, mind you, I would pay 60 to 70 euros more for my return ticket than doing a stopover in Amsterdam. So I will drive to Düsseldorf in Germany and I will take the flight to Amsterdam and from Amsterdam to Copenhagen. So I'll have two flights. And two flights apparently is cheaper than doing one. Yeah, do not ask me. Well, I was told that a part of this is to keep specific routes in action and so on, but still, I mean, it sounds ridiculous. But I then say, okay, fair enough. There's two gain points for me here. I save money. It's gonna take a bit of time, but who cares? I'll be in the airport. I can work before getting on the flight, so that should be fine. But also, I'll get extra air miles and counting towards my frequent flyer status, which means that I can get my suitcase free with me, which is a suitcase free. It's like 70 euros on its own. So I mean, I need to take fewer trips to maintain the same status. It makes absolutely zero sense. But if that's what they offer me, then that's what we're doing. Oh no 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 no. I'm doing it wrong. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, but I only need, so I need to frog back, not much, because I'm still wanting to insert 2 up here, because I did that in the previous row, but I only have to have 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet in the chain space on top, because we're not increasing on this row. But I mean, that just is hilariously crazy, isn't it? But let's see, I could do return Los Angeles or Las Vegas for like 850-ish euros. That's not bad. Austin, that's Texas, right? 988. Though I think what would be closer to you if I would have to go all the way to you, Rev? Yeah, Susan says time is money. It is, but in this case, I'm investing my time to save money. So I just mean it's ridiculous. Hello, cheesy bees. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I do apologize. She says, enjoying the chat, but all I can focus on is your boobs. Don't worry, I'm not perving. I'm a 60-year-old woman with my boobs of my own. Well, at least it's not like cut out, I guess. So what I really wanted to do at some stage is to get um, like some sort of a hangover thing, so you can get a more direct front view. So you'd have a view from here rather than from here. So right now you're basically sort of, yeah. I have the webcam there. I could move it over here, but I don't like have a good stand for it compared to where I am. So that would need to change. It's on my wish list. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then, of course, I grabbed this whole project that I'm working on because it takes up lots of space and stuffed it down to my chest. So that's kind of, I guess, how it explains it. Denver Fort Worth is a bit closer, but Austin is only 60 to 90 minutes away as long as the traffic is not bad, which it will be. Isn't traffic always bad when you get closer to the bigger cities? Denver would likely be. Would there be a direct flight to Denver? Maybe. Like, I can go to Mexico City or Toronto even. Like, Toronto is cheap. Toronto's only like 500 euro for a return ticket. How can that be? Like, for any logic? No. Let's see if Denver is even an option. Not Denver. Fort Worth, maybe. No. It's not what's offered through here. For funsies, let's see who does offer it, if anyone offer it. Not Denver, Fort Worth. Dallas. It's Dallas. Jesus Christ. That's why I don't find anything. My goodness. Well, let's try again, girl. I mean, not exactly my day today. Keep calling. I should know. I'm like, Denver's just Colorado. That's not the right one. Well, they would do a transfer to get there. Or 2 transfers even. Jeez. What would that then be? That sounds like a detour. So flying from Amsterdam to Washington, and then from Washington to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Dallas. No. I imagine Dallas is probably also then. Um, yeah, the others are flying straight to Atlanta and then transfer to Dallas. Makes sense. Could be worse. It's only like a 13-hour travel. I mean, could definitely be worse. And it's going to be about 900-ish euros. Should one want to. Or I could do American Airlines direct. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's sort of the options. Or you could do stopover in Minneapolis. I don't know. Yeah. Probably not going anytime soon. I mean, right now I don't have time to go anywhere. For the rest of the month, we're just going to do heart collectors, Shawl, right? And maybe walking here. But still, if I go to Austin or if I go to Dallas, it seems to be about the same price range wise, so about 900 euros for a return ticket. Not too bad. I mean, if you ever fly into EU war, is that Newark? No. Yeah, well, Newark. Oh my goodness. Will come and fetch me. That's nice to know. Well, who knows? Maybe I'll do one day. Still need to debate. We are talking about there's definitely we do want to go to the States at some stage, but probably when we get old, right? Remember, we're gonna travel when we retire. Hint, hint. Or when he retires, I don't know. He's likely retiring first, unless I make something magical happen. And I mean, I'd like to go see the Niagara Falls. I'd like to go see the Yellowstone. I'd like to go see the Grand Canyon. And they're like all over the map, right? So, I mean, if I want to do all these things, it's just a few bits and bobs of it, then we will definitely need to go a couple of times to the States. And if I'm there, why wouldn't I detour somewhere when I'm there in any case to say hello to some Yanni friends? That could be fun. You could tell me all the stores to shop myself poor in. So I need to bring an extra suitcase and pay for it to get it with me back home. 4, 6, 8, 10. No. Fuck it. Sorry. I did it again. I did 2 on the top. And I need to do 1. So we frog again. Okay, and then I frog too much. But okay. We'll be fine. I need to work 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. It should not be that difficult. But because I just did 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in the top, I keep doing that. I've gotten it into my habits. GCP says you didn't want to make me uncomfortable. Lovely shawl, thank you. You're very welcome, and I'll survive. Don't worry. I know that I do have a nice pair of boobies. Not that I intentionally asked for them. They have been so graciously gifted by my genes. Actually, often during sports, they have been more in the way than they have been a benefit. On the other hand, I guess I'm okay with them, in the sense of I'm not uncomfortable. It's a normal thing. I mean, not much I can do about it. Some crochet YouTubers show cleavage a lot. I find it distasteful. Oh yeah. Well, if I would ever do that, that would definitely not be intentional. Let's put it like this. That would not be intentional if that would be to happen. This is okay because it does cover my shawl, but I mean, it's just borderlining, I guess. The starting point, that's pretty neutral. You can't even, yeah, you could see it if you looked on the mini photo on top, but I mean, my shawl covers it. But that's mainly because it's cold. If it had been warm, I would have had it off, and then you could just hint it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Jesus says, I lived in Harlem for most of 2012. I loved it, but it was too expensive for me. Harlem is, yeah, I can imagine that's expensive, but it would have been more expensive in Amsterdam. Harlem is a city not far from Amsterdam, here in the Netherlands. I live in the eastern part of the Netherlands, so all the way between Arnhem and Nijmegen. I do work in Amsterdam, but I don't usually have to go to the office. I am going to the office on Tuesday next week, which is my first time to the office since March. I mean, I have to go only ever so often, which is really nice. What is everybody working on? Meanwhile, Rev started a new donations blanket, and he's, of course, kindly showing. Rev, I will show it to you when I'm at the top of this point. Of course, that is the easiest for me to kind of move further on into. That should be 12 then. Oh, that is, if I don't lose everything. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It is. Ooh, this is looking good. This is Rev's started donation blanket, and we already have some front/back post stitches here, making some more texture in the blanket. Ooh. I like this variegated yarn you have combined the white with. What yarn is that? She's starting on her first cardigan. I've done a few cardis. Definitely nice projects to work on. Mainly done them short-sleeved. Oh, not Harlem, New York City. No, we do have a Harlem in the Netherlands. It is just spelled with 2 A's instead, which is kinda the same. Pronunciation-wise, let me pop it up here. We're just on Google Maps. We'll zoom out a bit. Here you have Haarlem. Here you have Amsterdam. And here you have Schiphol Airport. So the Amsterdam Airport, if I would fly, I would go from there. If we zoom further out, then here's Haarlem. Here's Amsterdam. Here's Schiphol Airport. And I would live somewhere around here. Down here. Between Arnhem and Nijmegen. Yep. So there's a 1.5 hours drive, a 1 hour and 20-minute drive to the airport here in Amsterdam from where I live. I could also option to go to Germany when I fly. Then I'd go to Düsseldorf. I do believe Düsseldorf airport is here. Yep. See, that's this one. So it's a little bit north enough. So I would drive down here to take a flight. Drive here. And if you would take a line and just make a straight line and put a sign on the middle, it's just a couple of miles difference. If I drive to one or the other, it takes the same. But yeah, Haarlem is right here. And it's not a cheap place to live. It's also not far from Keukenhof. Keukenhof I was visiting 2 years ago with my parents. It was just before my mom got sick. I also made a small video of that visit here on YouTube. It's 7 minutes long, just watching the tulips there. Absolutely gorgeous. You can probably find it if you go into my old videos, if you feel like watching some flowers. Ralph says it's discontinued Hobby Lobby yarn. I love this yarn and the colorway High Meadow Ombre. It's gorgeous. Cheesy says, I lived in the Harlem, the Netherlands. The cardi is a V-neck stitch. Must stitch by for the frills. I had 2 huge skeins of yarn that I didn't know what to do with. Good luck. Rev says a lady in my stitch crew brought a bunch of the yarn like a year ago and I grabbed it for donation blankets and now it's being worked up. 19 years this yarn has waited to be made into a thing. I don't know what to be or how many years some of my yarns has been laying and waiting to be made into things. I mean, we are looking at my yearly consumption currently, averaging with the rest. I'm probably having about 12 years stashed on my Ravelry and we are still not done stashing my yarns. My goodiness. I mean, it's a patience project. Oh, that was a stitch too many. This is going to be a row of stitches too many. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And now we have the F-35s chasing across the heaven skies. At least I think it's an F-35. Because I do believe they changed them all. But it's a jet. But I'm not sure if they will actually show them on this map. Probably not. No. Not by the looks of it. It's just the military training. We are straight on that training route. Once every so often they crash a plane through up here and they fly pretty low, which is sort of annoying. 8, 10, 12. And Rev is using Jean-Diane Addict's Retro Vibes Square. Meanwhile, Susan is making a headband with the novelty yarns she received from her crochet group. Sending a photo. Ooh, more photos for us to look at. No wonder that I'll never get finished with this one because we all always look at what you guys are making. Nah, it's okay. Reality is just I'm probably more efficient if I'm not streaming. Not illogical. But on the other hand, I do tend to work for longer sprouts when I'm streaming, depending on the day. But sometimes it's just, yeah. Do. So we are popping up here to the center, and I will check my email. Ooh, watch out, Stina. Watch out. We are popping over here. Look, we have headbands coming along. That is definitely some novelty yarns here. That's funky. That is funky. They're definitely funky yarns, for sure. Spunky. The company makes up for the lack of productivity. Yes, true. I'm sure I'm meant to be doing something else. Well, aren't we all? I'm also meant to be doing stuffs. Um, but this is like a couple of times a week. I just take the time to come and hang out with you guys and just chill, crochet, do stuffs. Let's see here. Meanwhile, what I could show you guys, I should have somewhere. I thought. Did I put it in the folder? I probably did. I probably did stuff it into a folder, so I just need to find the folder I stuffed it into. Give me a moment, please. I don't think I deleted that yet. Is it that long ago? Not that one. That one could do. Problem is not actually, because it's was that the one? That was the one. Thing is, this is huge, so I need to decrease the size a fair bit. Please be patient with me. I am working. I'm working on this. I promised you guys this. Hallelujah! A drone photo of the current progress. Well, that's a progress that I had made before the yarn talk video, so like Thursday last week. That's how it looked at that time with the cake that was currently on it. It is a bit light on the edges now because we have progressed a bit. But I mean, that, my friends, is what we have been doing, right? And I think it is insanely gorgeous. Right? It's just, it's looking good. It's looking good, right? This is the heart collectors, but we are halfway done. It's gonna grow. I'm not blocked. It's on my floor, laying there. That, my friends, is what we're looking at getting. That is the progress we're trying to make. Oh, sorry. But GCPs, are you still living in the Netherlands, or where are you living now then? Because back in 2012 you lived in Haarlem. That doesn't say much. It's just more like a general thing. I think all the color controlling effort is worth it. I think so too. And oh my goodness, it's been taking its toll on me. Every so often I need to weave in ends. And I mean, we have another 7 total color changes to go. On 3 cakes, that's 21. So that's at least another 21 times of changing colors. That's probably like another 20 ends so to weave in. Times 2. I live on a narrowboat just north of London. Oh, that's cool. So you're like in those narrow boat channel dwellers, because I know like you can also do on the boat channels. You can also live on in the Netherlands. They also have quite a few places where it's possible to anchor the boat and stay on them. That's kind of cool. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's definitely something special. I'm not too far off the River Rhine and the Waal here in the Netherlands. There is a nice little trip, and one could see the splitting. So not very far off when the Rhine enters the Dutch borderlands. It splits into 2 rivers. It splits into the Lower Rhine, and it splits into the Waal. The Waal is, funnily enough, the bigger of the 2, even though it comes from the Rhine. Don't ask me why. The Waal will be continue flowing towards Rotterdam, which is the biggest port of Europe. And the Lower Rhine will flow more northern route toward IJsselmeer. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Quite a lot of people live on the Dutch barges on the rivers here. I think it's a cool concept, to be honest. And I don't know if it's cheaper because you have a different type of maintenance than you do with a house, but you still need to maintain your boat or it's going to eventually to sink. So people still need to take care of the boats. But some of those Dutch barges then can be really big. It's actually a fact that in the summer, if we would have the windows open in our bedroom, and it would be completely wind still in the evening, where also not much noise further happens outside, we would be able to hear the barges sailing on the Vaal about 3 kilometers away. You can hear this doom, 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 doom in the background um, of the engines as the sail. It's been a while since I've just been to the river looking. Maybe that is a good place to bike. It's not that far. I just don't go there that often for whatever reason. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So yeah, maybe that's something I really genuinely should do. Da, 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 da. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, yeah. Further than that, the schedule this week is we are gonna hit live again on Friday. And then, my friends, we may have to change our schedule a bit because right now we have done really nicely. 1 week we have gone live on the Fridays, and every second week we do live, and every second week we do the yarn talks. But there's two factors here. One factor is um, I am mainly working on the hat collector shawl, so it's not like a lot of things is happening for a yarn talk. And part two, I do have another appointment coming up on a Friday, which will fall on a live. And to ensure that I can both do the appointment and still don't need to take a day off work because I still need to make a certain amount of hours, I think we are gonna do the next 2 Fridays. We are gonna go live because on the 26th, I would need to work in the afternoon as an alternative. And we can easily do that if I'll instead provide you guys with the yarn talk video as a replacement. And I'm not going to do 2 in a row because you guys are happy with the yarn talks, but you're more happy with the lives, I think. 2, 4, 6, 12. So I'll just throw the schedule a little bit around to make it easier fit. And then we are slowly getting towards July. And then I think, depending on how I do with the hat collectors, I may do another 3 weeks of Friday lives instead of a yarn talk. Because when I'm then gonna head off to Denmark for my mini vacation, I can provide you with a yarn talk then. But that is for July's concerns. It could also be that I just do July as normal, especially if hat collectors is done by then every 2 weeks to make a general summary would be probably a better overall plan. We'll have to see how that's going to work out. The cost we have saying boat stands for bring out another 1,000, especially if your boat is old. Rivers are good for the soul. Megan says, I love the lives. Yeah, because you can get to work with them. They take longer than my yarn talks. I mean, if I were to babble on for 3 hours in a yarn talk video, how would I manage to do that? Okay, I do babble on for quite a bit here in these yarn talks, but you guys help me to babble along. I mean, if you guys wouldn't say anything in the chat, I would try to figure out what on earth are we going to talk about next. You guys do help me keep on path. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I wonder where Lisa is. And very true. I mean, try imagine a 3 hour video of me just talking about projects I've done since last week. Like, I think if I even crocheted full time, that wouldn't happen. Being totally realistic here. So yeah, it's so I'll spoil you with an extra live this month. I'll have to see what would my scheduling actually say. What's realistic? Let's just give a quick peek. Okay. Oh, my scheduling is off, I see. We are still in May according to my scheduling, so let's just clear that. Because obviously that's not the case anymore. So we are going to throw in another live on the 19th next week. And as a replacement, we will do a yarn talk on the 26th. And then that might actually work. So I could still option on the 10th of July either to do a yarn talk or live, but I'm just opening up the option for a yarn talk, so that's kind of throwing the schedule a little bit around, but not by heaps. Not by heaps. There we are. That looks a bit better. I have this little agenda overview where I can try to see what I need to do for you guys and for my channel and try to keep things a bit on a logic routine. Yeah, that means that we will have an extra live. Not next week, but the week after. Hallelujah. Where in the world is everybody? Yeah, well, I am in the Netherlands, as you know. And then Megan is in New Jersey. She's all in the States. Actually, most of the watchers here right now are in the States, I think. Sometimes we have the occasional people coming in from India or Germany, sometimes the UK. But majority who comes and say hello tends to be in the States. I believe Susan is either in New Jersey or in New York vicinity. Rev is in Texas. Jessica is in Quebec in Canada. Lisa, when she's here, she's also in Canada. She's in Vinkula, which is just north of, I do believe, is it Minnesota? So yeah, we are a bit international stitch group here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And this is a stitch group. Consider this your new local stitch group. If you feel like working on something and you feel like hanging out and you feel like doing a bit of crafting, whether this being crochet or knitting or whatever, and you think it's cozy and nice, could do diamond painting for what I would care. You come and hang out. We do tend to talk about fibers, so it is definitely handy if you have a little bit of an idea of the fiber world. But I mean, it's just your local stitch group, but it's online. Believe it or not. And we like each other's company. And there's always room for more. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So meanwhile, cheers in my Mediterranean orange tea. It is very drink friendly right now. It's crazy. It needs like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours to cool down to a decent temperature. Two, three. And if we are good today, we may actually reach to have a color change. Woohoo! Which reminds me, I still need to make that color change pop in. If I have a favorite tea, some kind of black tea, usually infused with some sort of flavor. I do drink a lot of loose blend here from the local city of Nijmegen, which is like its loose tea blend mix. Right now, this is, I think, a limited edition Mediterranean orange tea. So it's more like a fruity tea. I can always do with a good Earl Grey. So it kind of depends on my mood. I don't necessarily have specific favorites. What I do have teas I do not drink, and that includes the rooibos tea, which in my optics is not tea, but yeah, I am not very keen on rooibos. And then the same goes for green teas in general. Most green teas I don't enjoy. I find them more bitter in taste, with a few exceptions, and those few exceptions are the green teas I do drink. But mostly I would not pick a green tea. Megan says it sounds awesome. I hope that was for the hopefully color change. I mean, we still need to have this party sound for the color changes. Maybe when we get there, we need to make a party for members instead, just to do some sort of party. But I mean, we don't have that much left, so I feel sort of semi-confident that we may very well make it I mean, I think that's realistic. And that would be really cool because it's going to be a real color change. It's not just changing cakes to add the next color from the next cake. It's like a genuine, real color change if that happens. So I am cracking on here. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And we are officially also working on around a 52. I mean, we're making progress. Process and progress. We are definitely progressing in the process of making this heart collector shawl. Oh, yes. That is when we will have the last bits of coral. Right now, the thread I am using is 3 strands of, I do believe it's called flamingo, and then 1 strand of a coral. Let's see if I can actually find the strand color names, because we are then heading into a new strand. And what is that called? That, my friend, is something I will need to dig up a little, because my orders, I ordered this in January this year. Yes, so the color coral is the one we've been working with mainly, and then we're slowly changing into the flamingo. So when coral is gonna be gone, we'll have 3 strands of flamingo, and that's gonna change into 1 strand of light peach. And the light peach looks really light color-wise compared to this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then from light peach, we'll head into cream. But each has like 3 transitions as well. So there will be 3 transitions of the light peach into the cream before it's going to be turning into 1 strand of peach, yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's, I say, approximately another 6 to 7 color changes to go, because you also need to have the full cream, which is the very center. So good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I slept in. Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Lisa. And I hope you had a good sleep in. I could use a sleep in. But tomorrow I also need to get up on time, because at 8:25 I need to provide my arm to the bloodsuckers at the hospital. Well, technically at the doctor's office. For them to check my blood. And, you know, I need to go there. What is it called? Like, no drinking and no eating 8 hours before. So that means that we are having leftover birthday cake tonight. I am going to look at my partner and say, honey, we can't eat it too late, because I have an appointment tomorrow morning. And we're gonna see how bad the results will be next week. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Lisa said I was laid up watching a thunderstorm. We had a thunderstorm last night too. Like when we were driving home, obviously my partner was focused on the road because he was driving, and I had a sort of semi look on the other side of um, the riverbank, and I saw lightning struck down, and I swear to you, visually, it was a huge, and it was like straight down. That definitely went in. So for whatever it hit, I hope that no personal injuries were made. That was a huge lightning, and it went straight down, and it went quick, and yeah, it was one thick vein going straight down to earth. And there was like zero doubt that struck something. The only question is what it struck. We also once, a couple of years ago, had thunderstorms here, and that also struck down here in the city, about a kilometers from where I live. And that noise when it hit that building, holy smokes! I mean, that was just noisy as I cannot explain. Lisa says they had a bunch of tornado warnings. Oh, goody goody. I hope that you had none hit your area. You're up north of Minnesota, right? That's my idea I have in my brain. But please don't blame me, because earlier I was talking about Denver when I meant Dallas. So, just saying, you can't really count on my geography skills at the moment. I'm north of North Dakota. Okay, not Minnesota. North Dakota. That's pretty central. Midwest. Yeah. We are getting closer to the color change. I really genuinely think it is gonna happen today. And I mean, it's a real color change. You guys haven't been around for real color change for ages. It's more like been cut, clip, cut, cut, cut. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And really, because of the more stitches, it goes much quicker now. But still, we're like at 1800 some odd stitches. So in the round, it takes time. Lisa, as I said in the start of this video, I had a minor fear that I'm not sure if I'll reach to finish this one in June, because I'm still like halfway. Like, I really need to focus on it more than just focus on it, because I don't know if I can manage that. Maybe I can, but I mean, it feels like we have a really long stretch to go. Can I finish? And maybe I can do a few days into July, but I mean, I'm not so sure if I'll actually physically make it. Lisa says the States call it Midwest and Canada we call it West, but geographically it's central, it's dump. Yeah, that sounds pretty dumb to me. Indeed. That's a bit crazy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yarn knotting occurring. Tangling. But I mean, look. Not much left, huh? You can see the new color down here. So we only have this little band of the one left. So yeah, I think it's very reasonable to believe that we will have a color change before, because I didn't see that anywhere close when we began today. So I have a good feeling. Then we can have a little party. 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And Lisa, we also just discussed that my schedule will be changing a little bit for the streaming due to appointments. So normally in a week and a half on that Friday, I would do a yarn talk video. But this time I will instead choose to go live for you guys. You finished another Christmas project? 5 out of 11. Number 6 is cast on. Good girl. I am still just cracking on here. Meanwhile, they're still busy taking down the power lines here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And think as of yesterday, that had taken down 2 out of like 8. So I don't know if they will even be done by the end of the week. I guess we'll have to see. Maybe, if they're quick. They haven't really been quick so far. So I'm not sure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So Lisa has definitely been busy. Busier than me. Well, I finished a pocket hat. I just need to weave an ends. And I'll probably have to start a new one because I have no TV project anymore. Which is okay. So Lisa has a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning too, getting some test results. Yeah, well, then we're both heading to the doctor's tomorrow morning. Except I only need to deliver some blood. Test results next week. For my general health check, I think we should call it. Which is probably going to tell me that I need to lose weight, which is not a surprise. I know that. But, you know, if the doctor kind of tells it to me, if that helps, maybe I'll get more stubborn. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. But I were really healthy yesterday because I ate salad for lunch. Salad with cucumber and tomato, just like mixture salad. So very healthy. And an egg. I did have eggs in it for some proteins. But the doctor will then also tell me to move more. But I mean, lately it's just been shitty weather outside, so I'm not been so inclined to get out. But now when it gets a bit better, I should definitely take a little bit more time to also just stretch my legs. I also need to find time to go to the city to pick up meds. That's another thing. 12. Skip 2. But yeah, that means that if we have done almost like I did do some rows of the new color when I had at the cake this week, but not like a lot. So we'll be close to doing. We'll have done almost a full color, plus not plus a bit, but definitely a full color when this stream is done today. Which means that's awesome because that keeps me on schedule if I want to finish it in June. But it's gonna be like a daily thing. And that's just the question, can I actually devote daily so much time to this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The big question. Because I mean, that's still quite a few hours of work every day. I am not so sure. Well, it helps when we do go live, but I can't go live every day in the week. Well, I love time to stitch tomorrow. My doctor's is 1 hour and 1.5 hours away, one way. Is Are you like being transported? Does your partner drive you, or do you have one of your kids drive, or like how are you getting there? Meanwhile, I yarn buffed my cake. Oh, solved. But yeah, I'll definitely also try to do more in the car. I need to have a project up and going before getting on the road to Denmark when we go there. I don't know what project yet it will be, but I'll need something. Your husband is driving. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. A YouTuber I watch is involved in Canadian charity Give Hope Wings that provides free air transport for sick people to get to hospitals. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that. And I can imagine, especially people living very remote, for that, that's generally needed. He flies a restored 1950s Cessna small aircraft. Oh, I swear to you, I've been falling into the YouTube binge for random stuff, and lately it's these tiny pilots flying, or these pilots flying these tiny aircrafts. Um, I guess it helps that I do enjoy flying in the sense of I don't have no issues getting on an airplane, no fear whatsoever for that. But I will have a fear if I get too high up in a ladder. It's far down, but in an aircraft, I don't have that feeling. 6, 8, 10, 12. So they're also flying this like Cessna CEC 150 or something like that. It's like a two-person aircraft thing. I mean, super tiny, but yeah. Would it be fun? Absolutely. Can I afford it? Absolutely not. Um, but I can definitely see its benefits if you live a bit more remote, or if the traffic is too much compared to if you just don't need to go too far. Like, it would be super cool if I had an aircraft and then could fly to Denmark myself. Hallelujah. But it would be a fair flight as well, right? Many hours. Rev says you might enjoy this then. Glenn's Hanger. Maybe. Canucks Unlimited. Maybe, who knows? I'll give it a watch for sure. But not now. Now we are crocheting together. Maybe tonight. What's up for dinner? Here we are doing some leftovers, small potato-like things. They get roasted on the pan, so it's kind of like a roasted potato, together with a piece of fish and some veggies. I have the potatoes leftovers from yesterday's dinner, so that sounds logic for me. First I was like, I'll make them all, and now when I was making them yesterday, I was like, okay, I won't make them all. That's a bit much. Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Um, then I decided to cut it in half and make the other half today, um, in a different manner than I did yesterday, but the concept remains. And then a fish fillet, but it's battered, so it goes crispy. And the batter is like sort of breadcrumb batter, but it also has some garlic and so on in it. So that's nice. We also have a cooking channel with several thousand videos. So he both flies and cooks. Sounds like the ideal man for me. Arno, I hope you never watch this. Arno's my partner, by the way. No, he's wonderful for what he does. I wouldn't miss him for the life of me. My partner has been a great support all the time we've been together. I wouldn't be without him. Doesn't mean that I wouldn't mind if he could cook better than he does, because he rarely cooks because he claims that I cook better. On the other hand, I absolutely hate cleaning up after my cooking, and he doesn't mind doing that. So our deal is I cook, he cleans the kitchen. The rest of the house, we kind of like help one another with cleaning. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Lisa says, I can't stay awake on a plane. I'm usually sleeping before we even take off. I can stay awake, I can sleep, I can do what I want on a plane, except if we take a sharp turn with the plane and I happen to sit at the window. I usually pick window seats, but the turn we do is a revolving where my window would be like tilted towards the ground. I shall not look out of the window because if I do, I get nauseous. And that's the only time when I don't feel well on a plane. I'm making teriyaki chicken and rice, still waiting for my oven to be fixed. Seriously? Haven't they fixed it yet? I thought they were coming with the parts for it to be fixed. Jesus. Lisa's going to make roast beef, mashed potatoes, gravy, and sweet corn. Oh, that sounds delicious. Rev, I think we are going to go visit Lisa's tonight. That sounds good. Lisa says, oh my goodness, Rev, I feel so bad for you in that oven. I would be going insane if I was you. Me too, probably, after a time like this. Not that I use my oven daily by any means, but I use it at least once a week. Supposedly the guy knows the issue and has ordered the parts. It should be getting them today or tomorrow. Let's cross our fingers, but you're not holding your breath for it. We'll see. Let's hope that it's indeed being fixed. I mean, if you're used to having it and suddenly don't have access to it, it's not nice. It does give some sort of limitation feeling, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh my goodness, we have 5 more rounds left on my cake for the color change. Another 10 minutes, maybe? 6, 8, 10, 12. I just counted those and that was fitting. Skip 2. Do another 12. Yesterday, the thermostat for my Havac system died, got replaced, but was not cheap. The universe has decided that it has it out for me. Oh my goodness. Sounds like you are getting all the expensive bills right now. I hope that wife of yours has a good job. I mean, things breaking down is expensive in general. Yeah, it's just money you didn't count on spending. Like, or, if you had this sort of buffer for it, you had the feeling it was nicely filling up and feeling comfy, and suddenly that buffer is kind of gone. Reminds me, June is a good month because I'm supposedly going to get money back from my taxes from last year this July. That sounds good. Which also reminds me, I genuinely need to get my extra pension account sorted. I am still trying to calculate, and that I haven't done yet, but I'm trying to calculate um, whether where I should do it. I have 2 options in my mind, but I am actually debating if I should do the secured version and let the company so I have a pension from my boss, and that company is actually doing a decent job. So I'm debating if I should actually just let them do the other one too, because they're doing a decent job. 6, 8, 10, 12. The alternative is I have to do it myself, but then I need to be constant on top of it, right? Just had to replace our AC unit a couple of years ago. Yeah, everything was like, I look at my windows outside to the garden side, and I can see that my what is it called? It's the bottom part of the window that's kind of tilting away to make sure that the rain doesn't get stuck. It needs new paint, and I wonder if it even needs new wood. Um, it's a bit of like, it's not a ceiling. But I mean, you can see on the paint that it's on the south end because of the sun that keeps standing on it, and it gets the rush of both weather and wind, but on top the sun that's constantly baking on it when the sun is shining because it's turning to the south. But I mean, it all costs money. Windowsill, thank you. It's like this one of those words when you hear them, I know what it is, but I don't think about it normally in the daily life. It does suck, but at least it wasn't death heat the day it died. Mm-hmm. Oh, your air code unit died Thursday. Jesus, new unit, several $1,000s later than the plumber here, and all is working. Yeah, that sounds expensive too. I've had a lot of people in and out of the house over the last couple of weeks. I like being a hermit. Yeah, and you don't get to do that when people walk in and out. The day after it was over, it was 100 degrees and 95. Ugh. Be happy that it got fixed in time, I guess. And it didn't break that day. That would have been a lot worse. Rev says you speak like 4 to 5 languages. We can forgive you for not knowing every random English word. Thank you. There are sometimes words that I think it's also more when the non-common words. That's definitely not a daily use word. Yeah. Yeah, especially the uncommon ones, indeed. There are still Dutch words sometimes, and it's just because they have two words for the same thing, and the one word is like so rarely used. I'm like being, then I don't know what it is, and sometimes I look at people and being like, I don't get the context. Usually, I can get the context by the whole conversation, but if it's like a comment that's like maybe 3 words, like "Are you?" word, insert word, that could have multiple meanings. I mean, sometimes that's difficult to guess for me because you don't get much extra context except for something that's related to what I am or under what circumstances, etc. Right? To be fair, you have a better vocabulary than a lot of the Mongoloids I've met. Well, thank you. I take that as a very positive compliment. Da, da, da. A Mongoloid is a person that only speaks one language. Well, thank you. You would be an example of a polyglot. I'm learning words today. I tell you, I am learning words. It's polyglot, but still, I mean, I'm learning things today. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Look, 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 look. It's right here. Color change. And you can actually see it. Like this one, I need to change screen so I can see what I'm doing. But I mean, oh, that's not good because it's on something really bright. Let's place it against my somewhat darker. No, maybe it's better like this. You can see it goes light. It really does go lighter. You do see the extra thread, but I mean, this side is clearly darker than this side. And that's because, my friend, we are changing from the coral into the light peach. The rest is still 3 strands of flamingo. And then next color change, we'll have to cut and change cake. But this one will crochet straight through. The only thing I do want to do, because it is a clear knot, is I am going to trim it a bit because I think it's a bit long. So I'm just going to trim that yarn a little bit and that knot that they made. Make it like half length. So that's a bit better. Less obvious. So hallelujah, we are getting there. Stina didn't. Stina wanted to. Stina didn't have time. So instead I said we are gonna celebrate members. Thank you everybody for being a member on this channel. I very much appreciate you all. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I mean, I should have made it, but I just, yeah, didn't prioritize it. I have a bunch of other things I'm also doing these days. I am helping with some what should we call it, marketing aspects for an event that we will be hosting in October, and that takes some time to, and I just have a bunch of things going on. So I need to prioritize, and if I start prioritizing something, something else has to get let go. And that's just reality. Here we have the actual color change. Oh no, we have another membership given away. And another yarn has received a gifted membership by Rev. Another yarn also has a YouTube channel, actually. Shannon, indeed. Shannon from Another Yarn. I do believe she's also Eastern time. She makes lots of lovely projects. She's, if I do remember right, also a grandmother. Absolutely wonderful person. I have her. She has definitely been watching some of my videos and me some of hers. Lovely, lovely person. Always happy. So who knows? Maybe she gets a little notification and she can pop in and come and say hello at some stage. But that was nice. Nice to see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And of course, we should celebrate memberships once more. Oh, we almost celebrated twice. She's doing great though. She's doing live stream tonight with Lunan and Lunette. Ooh. I need to keep track of this. Rev says, oh, neat. Is that the knitting one they do? I know Shannon does both knit and crochet. It's a free knitting class and she's a great teacher. That's cool. I still have things I need to learn with my knitting. That is a fact. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You can actually see now the actual color change because I'm now working up the yarns. Let's see if it's actually, I can see it, but I don't know if you guys can actually see it. Oh, I should have probably put in a stitch marker, but now we'll pull some thread. Oopsie daisy. I mean, to some extent you can see it because here it goes lighter, huh? Color change happened here. The row behind you can see is darker. So that's awesome. How many more color changes do I have left on these cakes? I calculated there should be 7, right? Because what we have from here is next color change is 2, 2, and then it's going to be 3, 1. So that's 2. And then it's going to be 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, solid, 6. And there's 20 days left of the month. Which means if I want to be done in June, I need to crack on 1 color change a day per cake. And then I'll reach my goal. The real question is, do I have time to do that? Like, can I practically muster the time to do that? With everything else I also want to do, because I am supposed to get everything set up for the US shipping for my store, right? And we are getting there. I do have some text I need to get written, and I do have a table I need to get made because it's an overview of shipping costs based the more you buy, the cheaper your shipping will get, so to say, until you unlock free shipping, depending on what region you are. And here we have regions called the Netherlands because that's obviously my cheapest place to ship. And then we have Europe and the rest of the world, so outside of Europe, called international, so to say. And depending on the spend, you can get free shipping. So I do need to get that sort of written up and placed as well. So I genuinely need to put myself together. And if I want to do that, that has to come from my crochet time. That's kind of the next thing, right? It must come from my crochet time. Because one only have ever so much time available. I do want to take up knitting at some points. Just prefer knit hats to crochet. Yeah, they look nice. Well, I do like some crochet hats, but I mean generally some knits produce just looks better. Definitely. So I don't blame you for that. I think I'm similar. How many more color changes? Yeah, I told you 6. I thought it was 7, but that was including the one I just did. Might just be down to 6. I don't know. Can we spot it? Just on this, doing this. So 1, 2, 3. I think 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we had 6. But it's very difficult because it's so light. And the difference between the light peach and cream is almost impossible to see. Lisa also prefers some knit things over crochet as well. Hats, winter sweaters, socks, but I prefer crochet lace over knit lace, but that's a personal preference. I think crochet lace can get more refined patterns than knit lace, maybe. But socks, if I need to choose, let me put it like this. I have multiple home knit socks based off what my mom has made for me. Thank you, Mom. I love you to heaps. And I can genuinely say that I would so much rather have a knit sock on, homemade knit sock, than I would want to have the crochet sock I try to crochet, because it just feels less soft to step on. Like, yeah, no. No. Yeah, I made crochet socks. I'm happy I made them in the sense of I tried it and hoo-hoo. But I mean, I'd rather have knit socks. Good, finished the increased on my hat. Now it is stuck in at Iceland. Yeehaw! Crack on, girl. I do have a few ideas of what I want to make. Definitely for hats. I also found a few patterns that I need to try out at some stage, but it's probably more going to be towards summer/autumn that it will happen. Or in any case, first once I'm done with this shawl. Um, Rev says crocheted socks are just no thanks, a tactile nightmare. Yeah, well, I've tried. I made them, I think, just because I wanted to really test it out. And they're still upstairs. If I remember on Friday, I will find my crocheted pair of socks and bring them here so you can see them if you want to. I'll happy to show them. But I mean, they're upstairs. I will have to run upstairs to fetch them. And we don't have that long left of the stream. So instead, if you want to watch them, I will bring them down for Friday's stream and I'll show it to you how they look. But I made them and I'm not probably gonna wear Here are them. I do have some other sock yarns in my stash, and I could consider trying to knit socks with it, or maybe I'll plainly simply make something else with it. Also not impossible. Also have a chiffon scarf that I made a long time ago, and I think I need to block that as well and offer that for sale. I'm not using it, it's just laying. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It looked good though, but it's also been like in my stash for ages. So we have a place where I changed cake, but because this is like last row, I cannot weave in those ends yet. So I'm gonna ignore them. I'm just gonna crack on and go past them. Because if I do have mistakes, I do not want to frog something that I've woven in. It's just impossible for me. So we'll just crack straight past it. When I'll weave them in is when I'll pass this one next time around with this facing towards. Then I consider it far enough away for being woven in. Did I count it on this side? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. If I didn't, it's good. If I did, it's still good. But yeah, so we had a color change. Oh my goodies. And we are cracking on with it as well. So I will definitely see if I can try to get some of it done tonight. But can I have it like done and have the next cake on it for Friday? Maybe. Okay, Lisa says, I have a problem. The doctor I was going to tomorrow is right beside Michael's. Oh my, oh my. Lisa's gonna buy yarns. I am curious. What will it end up with? How does your hubby feel? Or he's like, you're still going to knit me that sweater? If you aren't gonna use the Spanish yarns, we can go buy yarns for it. It's been nearly a year since I made a retro vibes project. I had made like 5 of them and it's such fun pattern. The texture you get is sublime. Ah, that's nice. Meanwhile, Rev says, Lisa, if you're going 3 hours away, so it's practically like a vacation yarn doesn't count. I am also so inclined these days to shop for my stash, but no, 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 no. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I didn't buy him sweater yarn in Spain. The yarn I bought was his sweater was from Timu. Oh, and I ended up destashing it into my daughter. So you do need to buy yarn. You need to buy a sweater yarn for him. Absolutely warranted okay yarn purchase. Because now he's a sweater short. Hey, I have to keep up my status as the devil on your gal's shoulder. So if I manage to find a yarn store this Tuesday in Amsterdam, I'm okay to buy yarn too. Like, I mean, if I manage to find time, that's kind of like the key word here. I mean, it's not sure that I will actually have enough time to do it. It was supposed to be a DK weight, but ended up being a heavy worsted iron. And with his size, that's where I would have weighed a ton. True, true. Rose says for sure. I think Susan will kill me though. I just mean I'll be away. I did learn a new way to do the transit, so I don't know. I'll have to see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Susan say yes, go to Stephen and Penelope. Yeah, but it's a bit out of the direction of where I need to be, I think. Maps. We need Google Maps for this. Pop. Okay, let's pop over. That is. Here we are. Okay, this is apparently where Stephen and Penelope should be. Let's zoom out a bit. That is the central station here. And I, my friends, need to be here, close to Oosterpark. That is a couple of kilometers distance. So I'm gonna change the, but maybe it's not too far off. I mean, I need to take the subway or the U-Bahn metro to get here. And that would be 3 stops. So I would have to go towards Vesterpark. It's not too far off the central station. So if I go via the central station home, that's theoretically a doable thing. It looks good, doesn't it? I mean, I just don't know if I have time for it. And the reason I say that is because I don't know how long time that everything takes when I'm in Amsterdam. So I don't know how much time I actually have to do stuffs when I'm there. It's definitely going to be a day where I won't have much time to crochet except for in the train. So I'll have to bring a train project with me. And that is where I'm heavily considering. It could also be that I can work. It depends on what train I get. But I mean, I am heavily considering bringing my water pearl shawl with me because it's like a small one skein. Like, ooh, that, my friends, is a project. And it does take more space than this, which is awesome, right? It's such little space that I can easily take that with me. So there's definitely room for that. But Stephen and Penelope, I've heard so much of it, so I really should go. Like, I wanted to, and then last time I happened to, well, follow another person on their way home, which was technically probably the cheaper option, but honestly, would I care? My boss pays for my train ticket. I mean, it would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So what, take an Uber? No, public transportation is what's being covered here, not Ubers. Ubers cost money. Public transportation is free because the bus pays. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Lisa literally laughed out loud. Susan's been like, yes, go, yes, go. Rev says, you've been so good, you deserve a little yarn as a treat. Oh my goodness. 1, 2. It is tempting. One skein only, vacation yarn. It's not vacation, it's work, but cool. You're going by train as well, so no extra cost for a bag. Nope. So I could buy a trolley worth of yarn. I do recall they're not the cheapest yarns, but it would be fun to have a bit of a special skein. I need something for like a one skein project, like a hat or something. That would be cool. That would be nice. That would be absolutely fine with me. So if I have time, I will definitely try to visit a yarn store. Let's put it like this. But I don't know if I have time because I don't know before the day itself. And I don't know how long the lunch takes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. And I can't go before because before is before the store opens. That's part of the reason I love making socks. I can buy one skein and make a project, and it's portable. I can actually get 2 pairs for myself from a 100-gram skein. Wow. But then they're like ankle socks, I guess. No? Or do you have so tiny feet? Because I think I'll only get a pair from 100 grams. And some leftovers. Rose says you could get a fun variegated and matching salad and knit a hat from them. And Lisa says she likes ankle socks. That makes sense then. Okay. Small feet combined with ankle socks. Yeah, you can definitely put out through 2 then. I was like, I don't think. Nope. I do have some nice socks though. My mom knit a pair for me last year. No, not last year, the year before. In an intricate pattern, which, until she had figured it out, did challenge her a bit. And now I'm curious with the sweater she's working on, for me, which is the ordered one. But according to her, it's not that difficult of a pattern, so I should probably have been able to knit it myself. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So maybe that is my first intricate. If I like this sweater and the type, then maybe I want a different color and I can attempt to knit that. But I have so many other things I want to knit. So 1, 2. I mean, I also have all the leftovers scraps that I want to just make scrap beanies with, and I have that I want to do. And oh my goodness, I have too many things I want to do. That is my problem. Lisa's knitting a muscle burrow right now. All it needs is 1 skein of fingering. So we're talking like a skein of 50 grams or a skein of 100 grams. And we're talking. So if it's 100 grams, it's like sock weight ish. So it's like 350 to 400 meters. 100 gram. Okay, cool. Good to know. Do, do, do. And design has many fun crochet projects for 100-gram fingering. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just generally now in the mood to buy yarn. Thank you, ladies, for giving me a hard time. Right now, Lisa's using the La Bien Ami Soclan she bought in Spain. Ooh, interesting. Chipply chap. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So, thing is, we are 2 minutes to 5. So it's slowly kind of getting time. We still have a fair bit to go, but not that far, because see, this is the sign that we're slowly getting to the tip here. So actually, we did good progress today. We did a really nice progress. Almost feel like working over here, but the reality is it's going to take me too much time, and it's time I do not have today. Because I need to peel potatoes still, etc. Before I can actually cook dinner. And we also got a color change. True. We got a color change, and we got to celebrate members, and we got to do many things today. Like, it's a good day. We did good. And I am gonna do my very best to crack on here. I mean, we did a full color, which is what is needed if I want to finish in June. I need to crack off full color per day per cake. Color change. Else we won't make it. And I'm not sure if we will make it, but I'm gonna try. I will have days where I can't. For example, next week Tuesday is just gonna. I won't have time to crochet except for on small projects or projects I can bring with me. To which I think, as I said, this water pearl shawl. Just quickly have a look at it. That's a perfect project. I have a 3.25mm hook. It's crocheted bottom up, opposed to this one being crocheted top down. And that's why you see a bit of a funky start. But I mean, I add lines and I increase in each side and add a new row. And this is kind of where we are at, and this definitely needs blocking because it wrinkles and curls and so on. So this needs blocking. It's wool. It's 100% alpaca. And I need to figure out if I'm still doing it right. And maybe that's a good project for Tuesday, like to take it with me on the train. I can have the project on my phone as a PDF, and it takes so little space. So that's perfect. And if I need to frog it, I'll frog it. But it's not like a lot. So I think I'm going to bring that with me on Tuesday. I think that's a really good project to bring with me because it's small, right? It's small. It can easily go in my backpack. It doesn't take not much space. So that's what we are gonna do. Let's see. We are gonna head back up to the world. My pretty face. So yeah, that is it for today. I'm gonna peel some potatoes and cook some dinner. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I thoroughly, as always, enjoyed my time in your company. And we got lots of things done. And I'll be back on Friday with another live. And hopefully, you will also join me a Friday at least. I would be super happy to hang around with you guys again on Friday. Lisa says, Steve, try the app My Row Counter. It's great for tracking patterns. It's like a diagram pattern only. So I don't know. Maybe I'll check. Megan says, have a great day. Thank you, Megan. Everybody, have a great day. Goodbye. Thank you so much for hanging out. I thoroughly enjoyed my time. Happy crafting. keep stitching until next time, and I definitely see you on Friday. Love you all.